guys, it's Kara, and I wanted to give you an update on how I am doing with Inktober this month. If you guys remember, I am kind of basing my Inktober project or plan on this book by Danielle Donaldson, The Art of Creative Watercoloring. I'm just kind of going through it and I'm picking and choosing some of the exercises and projects to do. I'm not necessarily completing one every single day, but I'm doing something every single day. And I actually think I've done something like I promised. I might have missed one day several days ago when I wasn't feeling very well. I've been kind of fighting off a chest cold thing that hasn't been too fun, but I've been having a good time with this book. I'm loving it so far. I will give you kind of a full and separate review of the book when I'm done with Inktober, but I wanted to show you where I'm at. Let me put this book down. For those of you who haven't seen it or don't recall, this is a little fabric traveler's notebook that I actually purchased from Danielle Donaldson's site. It was done in collaboration with Jen Osborne, who is the Messy Nest, I believe, on Instagram. She does have an Etsy shop where she creates other ones, but I think this one was a little bit special or unique because it had fabric created by Danielle's illustrations. You know, it's also stamped on the back with both of their names. So inside it came, if you guys remember, with watercolor paper, and it actually, the watercolor paper stuck out a little bit. And if you guys remember, I told you I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do that because I don't really like a lot of overhang on traveler's notebooks. And I started to use it and I couldn't, so I trimmed all the edges down. That is the first thing I did. Now I do want to mention, oh, I have my pencil stuck in here. I do want to mention that the signatures that are in here are not bound signatures. They are literally pieces of watercolor paper that you can take in and out and put in whatever order you want. And that's what I've been doing. So you're going to see this a little bit out of order. I also have clipped to the side some of the little swatch images or swatch cards that I made, again from a Danielle Donaldson's stamp. If you follow me over on Instagram, you probably saw some pictures. I just added this here in case I wanted to swatch out some colors. Clipped them down there. So the first thing I did was I took some of my paint, and again, I'm using just these paints here in my little travel palette. And I did some of her early practices in the book, which was talking about controlled washes and different things. And on some of it, I did just a little bit of doodling because I was trying out some pens. I have a flat wash, controlled wash, or at least my versions of them, sloppy, wet, flicking the paint on there, things like that. And I did that for a while, and I did it on the other side here too, so you can see that. Color lifting, just kind of some techniques, kind of getting back on the feel, using some different colors, water blooms and stuff like that, just kind of loosened up. And then I did one of her projects. I did use butterflies like she did. I did it slightly different in that I used one of the little, you know, those little stub things to kind of blend out the pencil on the edge, but I had a ton of fun playing with the watercolor. And I also used, if you remember, that Stardust pen. I don't know if the light will pick it up, but can you see the glimmer on some of the butterfly wings? Hopefully you can. I had a really good time with this project, and I will probably do this again because I really liked it. I drew all the butterflies myself. I used watercolor on them. I used some white gel pen. I used some pencils on a few for a very faint kind of decorative, you know, I don't know, design on some of the wings. I really had a good time. So I did that. And then I also did a chair that I actually hand drew. I was very pleased. Mine is not exactly like what she has in the book. It's very similar, but I changed it slightly to make it more mine. And again, I didn't do all these projects all at one time. I did part, and then I would come back to it. And then lastly, I'm working on this one, which is just kind of a whole bunch of pinwheely type floral things that I sketched out, then I painted, and then I'm drawing the edges back on. I'm doing little squiggly lines in the center. I'm gonna kind of jazz it up some more, and that's what I've been playing with lately. And as you can see, I just kind of jumped all around. I have blank pages in between, You know, I'm not concerned about the order. I'm just doing what I want. When I'm all done, I may have a friend sew this, or I may just, you know, make a couple holes and stitch it together myself. I haven't decided, but I'm truly enjoying the process. It's been wonderful. I had my pencil stuck in there because that's what I was doing last. And I'm really, really enjoying it. I have to say that a lot of times I have to try and convince myself when I do these, you know, challenges to go back and do it. This one I've just kind of come back to willingly just about every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. And I have to admit, I feel so much better for having done it. And I'm so pleased to see that, you know, like I'm making little bits of progress here and there. I'm getting more creative. It's like, you know, people who you see illustrate and sketch and who do a really good job to where you're kind of envious of their talent. You know, they always talk about how they spent hundreds and hundreds of hours practicing, and I can get that now. I mean, I knew it logically, you know, I understand what they're saying, but I can see as I do stuff, I start to get other ideas for making it more my own, if that makes sense. So, you know, if you're thinking about some kind of project or something that you want to learn, you know, but you just keep telling yourself you just can't do it, you don't, you know, you're not natural at it, you don't have any talent or whatever, I highly recommend just trying it. Find something that inspires you that you want to try and do and give it a shot. You know, find a pretty package to put it in like this. You know, find some materials you want to use, you want to get better at, and go for it. I'm loving it. I hope if you guys are participating in Inktober, you are having a good time. You know, definitely shout out in the comments below if you are. I'd love to know what you're doing. If you've done videos on what you're doing, please let me know. I would love to go check out your channel and see your videos. And I think that's it for now, guys. I'll come back in a little while with another update. And I will also let you know that I have broadened my supplies that I've been using, and I will be doing a separate video on that shortly. So look for that. And I think that is it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you are having a wonderful day wherever you are. Bye, guys.